He goes, "You think I'm playing with you?" And he pulls it up. I had never in my life thought that I would be staring down the barrel of a gun. Guess what, y'all? We got another story time. Still, why am I moving so much? Today, I'm gonna tell the story about when I got held up at gunpoint. I don't know what you can say on YouTube, but I don't know how else to say it. Yeah. But I got held up at gunpoint, okay? So I need y'all to strap in and get ready for the story. So it was the year 2018, right? And it was right before the 2019 year. It was around Christmas time. I believe the date was December 22nd. It was a pretty crazy time. So I'll never forget it. So I was working for a company who, their home office and their home base was based out in St. Louis, Missouri. So the company sent us on a trip. Once you reach a certain level, they send you on a trip. So in order to progress in the company, you have to go to St. Louis, you have to learn from home office, you have to do all these things. So I got sent and we went out to home office, me and two of my buddies that I worked for in the company, and it was awesome, right? We won't get into the trip, we won't get into St. Louis because that's not important. What happened was when I came home. The day that I come home, it was just like any other day, it was wild, right? So the company gave us little Buckeyes and I had one in my pocket and I'm holding on to the Buckeye in the terminal at the airport in St. Louis to come home. When I land, my girlfriend at the time picks me up from the airport. Everything gets in the car. We put everything in the car, and I was living in an apartment. I had a roommate at the time. Roommate's important. You'll find out why later. So once we get home from the airport, we drive all the way back to the apartment, which is probably like a 15-20 minute drive. We had so much to talk about. I'm talking about the trip. We're having a good time. Get back to the apartment. When we pull up to the apartment, there was a weird car parked, like backed in under a tree at the apartment, and it was a Honda Pilot, blue. Parked, backed into the tree, and the people are in the car. I saw this shit. I saw it happen. It was so weird because I didn't put two and two together because I had just had such a great time. I had a great trip. I'm back home. I'm glad to be home, so on and so forth. And it's late. It's like 11:30 at night. So we don't think anything of it. We park like 4 or 5 cars down. And when we get out of the car, this is one thing that oh my God, dude. Sometimes I can't stand this. And I'm not going to blame all women, but some women do this, right? They're just oblivious to their surroundings. Some. I don't need the all police coming after me. I said some, damn it. So we get out of the car, get the luggage, and it's time to go up. And she just decides, I'm going to give you a big hug right here in the middle of the damn street, right? But whatever, I ain't seen you in like 4 days. So I hug her back, and all I hear is the sound of a gun. Like it sounded like, I don't know if any of you guys used to paintball, but I have a paintball gun. It's the Spider Victor 2. And when you pull the thing back, it makes this noise. It's not like a normal gun cock sound. Like it's like cling. Sorry, I was kind of spit a little bit. It's like cling, right? So I hear that, and I hear drop everything. You know what I'm saying? It's some language that he said, obviously pertaining to this color of my skin. And he was like, I ain't playing with you, drop it now, right? So, mind you, I'm facing the girl, and she's facing over my shoulder. So when I pull away from her to, now I gotta turn around and see what the hell's going on. She has this look on her face like, you know this dude? Like, what the fuck? And when I turn around, I see this guy, and he has his hoodie just around his face right here. And in the part of Florida that I live in, it's primarily Hispanic. Like the one that I was living in back there is primarily Hispanic. I went to a high school that was very transient. Like it was multicultural. Is that what you call it? Like it was a lot of black, Spanish, white. Everything went to the high school. So I was friends with everybody. So I looked the dude in his face, and I'm looking at him like, do I know you? Like, You look familiar, right? And then so I kind of like, I didn't like aggressively approach him, but I kind of like stepped forward a little bit, like to kind of be like, are you joking with me? Like it's a joke? Because he had the gun down. He had it, the gun was like down here, right? He had it like this. And it looked like an AR, right? But come to find out it was a 22, but we'll talk about that later. So he had the gun like this. And as I take a step forward, he steps back, right? And he's like, and he will not take his eyes off me. He's just, and you can hear him breathing. Kid, he looked like he might have been 22 years old, right? Or 23, 24. And he goes, I ain't playing with you. Give me everything you got right now, right? So we're standing there. And so obviously to diffuse the situation, I put my hands up because I can tell the dude is scared. And it's not the dude, it's the scared ones that you got to be scared of because they'll mess around and do something dumb as hell, right? So he goes, you think I'm playing with you? And he pulls it up. And it, like I said, now I'm staring down the barrel of a 22, well, what I thought was an assault rifle, right? And he goes like that and he goes, give me everything. Like, so he's like, put everything on the ground. So I had a USF backpack, which I actually had somewhere around here, but I had a USF backpack on. I had my suitcase and the company had supplied me with a computer. So I put everything on the ground and I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Do what you got to do. And he's got, you know, the thing right there. And he goes, he looks at my, you know, the girl, my ex, and he looks at the girl that I was with and he goes, what's in that purse? She got anything in that purse? Mind you, once again, he is not taking his eyes off me. And I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, give him the purse. And she's like, no. If you don't give him the fucking purse. Anyway, so he's like, he goes, y'all think I'm playing with you? Like he starts getting hot. Y'all think I'm playing with you? And he lets off a round in the ground right next to my left foot. I'm so lucky that the ground like stuck it, the round like lodged itself into the floor because if not, if it could have bounced up. Usually they don't, but you know, anything could happen. It could have hit me in the damn foot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then she decides to throw the damn purse, right? As she throws the purse, he didn't care about none of my shit. He didn't care about any of my shit. He grabs the purse and starts running to the car, right? With the gat in his arm, running to the car. There's a girl in the passenger seat of his car who then hops over into the driver's seat as he's running. I'm seeing all this happen. I'm watching him because now I can't take my eyes off him. I don't know if he's gonna spin the block. I don't know what he's gonna do. All my shit is laid out in the middle of the street. He runs, boom, boom, boom. Gets in the car. This dude barely makes it in the car and they just take off, right? And I'm trying to catch the license plate, but I'm also not trying to be super obvious I'm doing that because if they find out I'm trying to get the license plate, well, they're coming back for me, right? So I tell her, go upstairs, go get my roommate. I'm not gonna say his name. Go get my roommate. She runs upstairs, right? She's knocking on the door, so I go upstairs after her. I don't have my keys because mind you, I threw everything on the ground. She's knocking on the door, nobody's answering. Knocking on the door, nobody's answering, right? She's asking for help. Dude, we need you. So finally, when I feel the coast is clear, I grab all my shit. I go all the way back up. My jaw's on the 3rd floor of this apartment. So we go all the way back up. I have my keys in my hand. I open the door. This dude, my roommate, is in the middle of the hallway talking about something. And I was like, yo, dude, like, listen, love the guy to death. He's a cool dude, but that was one of those moments where you needed somebody and they weren't there for you. Because if that had really been something serious, we would have not been able to escape. We would have gotten capped. We'd have been cooked. So then, of course, we call the police, right? The detective shows up and now they're analyzing the scene. They're looking for any clues they can get and trying to trace the bullet back to the gun that the kid had to try and find him and they didn't find anything, at least not that we know of, man. That was like, what is it, 2024? What was that, about 5-6 years ago, man. Why? I can do math, y'all. I was just trying to, I forgot it's 2024 now, not 23. It was probably one of the craziest nights of my life. I had never had anything like that happen to me. They say that people around Christmas time get kind of wild, and that was the first time that I had experienced anything like that. I remember when I hear wild, I think about back in the day when the PS3 came out, people was getting trampled and shit over that stuff. I had never in my life thought that I would be staring down the barrel of a gun. That is crazy to me. That's the story, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it kept you on your toes. Please subscribe for more. I'm doing more story times as well as continuing Legendary Leg series. Episode 3 coming soon. And as usual, I fuck with y'all the long way.